I just said I have to play this character. I
Yeah.
want to play this character so badly. I loved everything about her, and I loved the writing. I just thought it was remarkable. It feels great. It feels great, and I can't believe it's been so long. I've had a few other opportunities that I haven't been able to act upon because just, life. When you have a house and a spouse and kids and dogs, and it's a big deal to move the family to New York temporarily. So it's always been kind of difficult. So I can't believe this finally worked out.
So you come back in a one-person show.
Yeah.
One of the hardest things to do.
Well, yeah. Well, I couldn't say no. It's too wonderful.
Yeah. So to ask you, what made you say yes when you first read the play? What made you say, I really want to do this?
I just said I have to play this character. I want to play this character so badly. I loved everything about her, and I loved the writing. I just thought it was remarkable.
And then you have these two, because Jamie, congratulations
I
for you,
know.
Broadway debut
Thank
as a
you.
playwright.
Yeah.
How much fun are you having?
Oh, I'm pinching myself. In fact, I have marks here. But every day, it's amazing. It's wonderful to be in this space. This is one of the spaces that I was hoping. There are certain houses that I thought would be perfect for this play, and Studio 54 was definitely on that short list. So it's just beautiful to walk in every day and know that I'm going to get to see Jean do this play directed by Sarna every night is a total joy. None of it's lost on me.
I mean, it feels like being in a wonderful conversation with an incredible artist and friend and human, and I've just had the best time. I love coming to work every day. I love looking at the material with Jean and then seeing, there have been moments in rehearsal where she said, oh, how did that work? And I'll think, oh, I forgot to pay attention because I was just watching her do something that, so it's inspiring and it's so much fun. And I mean that sincerely because I'm a very serious person and I don't have a lot of fun at work. But with Jean, I have
We're a really good team. We're a very good team. We see things very similarly. We collaborate really, really well, and we make each other laugh. So
it's easy.
what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
I have to say about Jean too. She
Yes,
is.
please do. Please
I will.
Please keep talking about me, both of
Let's
you.
talk about Jean for a moment.
Please, would anybody else like to speak about me?
Totally.
Come on over.
Hands up.
But she is an incredibly disciplined and methodical artist and craftsperson. She really does put thought into everything, and then when it all is delivered at the highest level, it looks like she's just being natural. And that is truly art to me, is to have a true process that it goes as deep as it possibly can and then make it all look like you're just being natural. I'm amazed by it every time I see it.
Thank you.
So talk about, you just started previews, performances here. What do you remember about the first night?
That it went so much better than the dress rehearsal the night before. And I was so relieved. And I thought, yes, the old adage, it was true. You have a crappy final dress. The next night goes well. The audience responded in ways I couldn't even have dreamed of that were so wonderful. And they are such an integral part of the show because I literally speak to them, and conjure them for various reasons. But no, it was they got every single solitary bit of the humor. They could not have been quieter and more attentive on the more serious, quieter, simpler moments. It was really satisfying.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's different. You're in the rehearsal room, there's just three of you in there or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're on the stage upstairs and that audience adds that whole other character to play tennis with.
Yeah, no, extraordinary experience, yeah.
What are you enjoying the most about being back?
Oh, well, the theater community here is just so, it's hard to describe. I've done theater, my whole early part of my career was theater, but it was mostly in Seattle and at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. There was a lot of professional theater in Seattle, which was wonderful, so I worked steadily as soon as I got out of school, which was really nice. but yeah, there's something about New York. There's something about, the New York Broadway and off-Broadway atmosphere, and just because it's the street life, I mean, that's part of it too. You're rubbing elbows literally with your fellow man all the time, which you don't in Los Angeles, and just the idea of theater and compared to when you're working on a film and television, which is also can be a wonderful and collaborative thing, but it's not that feeling of, like I said the other night, of being in the same lifeboat. Where, my friend Dennis Arndt used to say, before we'd walk out on stage, he'd say, "See you on the ice." And that's what it's like. You get out there and you depend on each other. You're going to bail each other out occasionally, and it's, there's not really a pecking order, except maybe the playwright's at the top of the pecking order, Especially if they're
News
dead.
to me.
Well, especially if
Calling
they're
my
dead.
agent.
The dead ones.
Well, I will be by the end of this one.
But no, it's a great feeling because everybody knows what it takes to get up there. I don't know why, it's just because I'm getting older, I guess, and more sentimental, but just in the last several years when I go see plays, I get very, no matter what the show was, I get very choked up during the curtain call when I watch actors, because I know what it takes to get up there, and I love actors. I've always loved actors and just appreciate them so much.
So for Jamie and for Sarna, what has been the best part of his experience of working on his new play and directing her and just being in the room creating this beautiful piece of art? What it's meant to you two?
I mean, I think the opportunity to do new work, especially in New York, it's gotten so much harder. And to have producers who have faith in all of our collective abilities and believe in the piece enough to say, this is a brand new work and we're going to debut it on Broadway, is really rare. And so I find that very thrilling and enlivening, and it's an opportunity to make real art, what I believe at the highest commercial level, but that can also touch a wide range of audience members. And that's really the dream. And so because of Jamie and because of Jean and because of our producers, we've had this very unique and thrilling opportunity to make real art in a commercial space. And I feel lucky about that, having that.
Jamie, for you?
It's just overwhelmingly humbling, I will say. This little story that came out of my heart and my mind and has lived with me for so many years, to set it free and have it presented at this level with these artists on. I mean, the theater is a sacred place to me, and the Broadway theaters are, the most sacred cathedrals of that art, and so to be part of that tradition is incredibly beautiful and, like I say, humbling, and to sit here and watch artists of the highest level think about this now and to share it with them and make it their own and then have them share it with a Broadway audience is an amazing experience.